See, what's good, YouTube? Hello. How do you start your videos off? Hey, what's up, guys? This is Chris here with Team APS, and I know what you're thinking. Where's Paul? Paul's away in Germany right now, and I'm taking over the channel. And today, I'm going to talk to you guys about the different levels of Yu-Gi-Oh! Tournaments. Now, we tend to get this question a lot here at Team APS. People are new to the game, and people want to know about different types of tournaments because some people have, believe it or not, never played the game outside of their home or at the local library or just with friends in the park somewhere. People have not played outside of that, and people want to know about different tournaments, how to find those tournaments, all types of things like that. Now, if you don't know already, there are different levels of Yu-Gi-Oh! Tournaments. We have the local scene, we have the regional scene, and we have the YCS nationals and world scene, you know, if you're lucky enough to get that far. But there are different scenes in the Yu-Gi-Oh! Community. And believe it or not, they all vary when it comes to difficulty, attendance, and prize support. With your local tournaments, you need to always know where their local tournament's at close to you. We get the question a lot where people say, how do you find out where people play Yu-Gi-Oh! In your city? That's very easy to solve. The Yu-Gi-Oh! Card website, the official Yu-Gi-Oh! Card website. If you are to go to that website, there are sections on that site that can tell you where are local tournaments close to you, where are local meeting spots close to you. Very easy, very simple to find. You go on there, you find out where people play, and you just go out and meet new people. That's one way of finding it. Also, once you do find out the local scene, where it's located in your city, I'm pretty sure a lot of stores nowadays that do Yu-Gi-Oh! Tournaments, they tend to have social media pages also. Look into those social media pages. I know my locals in general, we have a social media page. We have a group chat there. And that's how we talk about different tournaments that are going to be happening throughout the month. Different events like Sneak Peek. One that we got coming up next week, which is the World Celebration. Things like that. We all talk about that in our group chat for our local store. Now, with the size of local, it really just depends on where you're located. Like locations like where I'm at here in Louisiana, we tend to get about 10 to 20 players every Saturday. That can vary depending on where you are because I know some locals can get up to 30 or 40 players or even higher. Now, that can also factor into the difficulty of those tournaments also. If you got a lot of players at your local events, people are going to play different things. You're going to have some people who are more into the game than others. Some people are a little bit more casual. Some people are a little bit more competitive. Not necessarily saying you have to play certain things when you go to locals. You just have to prepare yourself for what other people are going to be playing. Now, if you know you got the meta snobs there at your locals, you're going to want to prepare for that. You're going to want to be able to beat the meta or play the meta to beat the meta if you want to be a little bit more competitive and get better with the game. But then you also got to think about it. If you have smaller locals with not so many people, a lot of people are not really into the game. Something you got to look at is a lot of times they just want to play casually. They want to have fun. You don't want to be that guy that's there constantly playing the best deck every week and just destroying everybody because everybody there is casual. You want to have fun. You want it to be a fun experience for everybody. The whole purpose of Yu-Gi-Oh! Is community. And it all starts at the local level, and you always want to keep that in mind. Now, another thing at the local level that you need to look at is also prize support. Now, I know here at my locals, every time we enter a tournament, we get this thing called an OTS pack. With that, there are very rare cards in there. You'll get that anytime you enter a tournament. Now, at the end of the tournament, we go by placing. The higher you are in placing, the more prizes you get, the more packs you get. The lower you are, the less prize support you get. That's going to vary depending on the amount of players you get there at that locals. Some shops, they give away store credit, things of that nature. So next we'll talk about Yu-Gi-Oh! On the regional level. Now usually with the regionals, they're a little bit larger than your local tournaments. A little bit more competitive. And also, you usually have to travel to these regionals unless it's your store that's throwing it in your city. Then you don't have to travel at all. You know, sometimes you get lucky with that. We do have one here in my city every once in a while. So we get lucky enough not to have to travel. but usually you have to travel. And if you want to find out where the closest regionals are to you, once again, check out that Yu-Gi-Oh card website. It's going to be your guide for just any type of Yu-Gi-Oh play, from the local level all the way up to the pro level. Stick to your social media apps again, because word of mouth is everything, and a lot of times you figure out that there's a regional coming up from your friends, your other peers at your locals. You also have to look at the different sizes of these regionals. Now, regionals can get anywhere from 100 players to about 200 and 300 players. I've seen as much as 300 players at a regional before. And usually at these events, there are a lot more people, so you want to take care of your cards a little bit more. You know, you can be a little bit more careless at your locals, but at regionals, you want to be a little bit more careful. You know, so, you know, also pack light. Don't take your whole Yu-Gi-Oh collection to these events. You know, you just want to be prepared for the travel, carrying around cards, because you don't want to get home and find out half of your collection is missing. Stuff like that. Because there are more people, it's just more room for error when it comes to things like theft. And usually at a regional level, since we're all playing to try to possibly get our invite, you kind of want to play your best stuff. You always want to go into it looking to win. So this is where the meta snobs can come out. You know, if the meta snob and you can come out, you can play the best deck, you know, be as cringy as you can with the combos, do whatever it takes to win. As long as it's not cheating, because we don't condone cheating over here at APS. You know, just try your best to win, because there are going to be some very skillful players at these events. Sometimes you'll see some of the pro players at these events also. Pay attention to like YugiTube, because that'll give you an insight on what decks are being played also. When it comes to prizing at the regional events, the prizes seem to get a little bit better, because you're playing for actual invites to the Yu-Gi-Oh! Nationals in your country. Regionals are usually about $20 to enter. And with that, they do give you packs upon entering. So you don't just pay to play, you also pay to get packs and play. You're going to be playing for different types of play mats, also deck boxes, and sometimes they even give out packs. You always have to fill out a deck list when you play in a regional event or any higher level of event. Make sure you travel to these events on time so you have time to fill out your deck list. You're not rushing to fill it out. You can fill it out as correctly as possible. And also just pure registration. You always have to register at these events also. Now we're down to the big shebang. We got the YCS level events. And also with the YCS level events, we're going to cover like nationals and worlds also. At these events, you're going to get the most players. You're going to get some of the best players. Players come from everywhere to play in these events. They usually have them in different cities throughout the year. And people fly out, people drive out, they road trip out all to play in this Yu-Gi-Oh! Level event. Now, just like the regionals and the locals, you can find out about these events on the Yu-Gi-Oh! Card website. They pretty much follow the same rules as the regionals. At these events, you pretty much want to pack light, you want to prepare for the meta, and you also want to prepare to play in a multi-day Yu-Gi-Oh! Event if your records are good enough. YCS events usually tend to last 2 days, with the second day being for a top cut, top 32 to play. YCS events can vary in size. I think the biggest one I've been to was about 3,000 players. It was YCS Columbus, the 200 YCS, where we ended up getting close to 3,000 players at that event. But some of the stuff they did at that event, they do it at all the YCS events. Like the public events. Outside of the main tournament, you'll be able to participate in things like win a mat, attack of the giant card, things of that nature. You can pretty much win all types of prizes in these public events. You can also do things like the token generator, where you can get a group of your friends. You could go over to the token generator and take a picture, get it put on the token. You also have things like your vendors. With your vendors will pretty much have any card that you need. You sometimes have vendors at your regional level events also. But at YCS, it's a little bit amped up. A lot of vendors from different stores come out. They sell cards, they buy cards. Give you a chance to make a little bit of money at these events, because you do spend money traveling to them. And the YCS is pretty much Yu-Gi-Oh! At its core. It's Yu-Gi-Oh! At its max, basically. Now, at Nationals, you pretty much have the best of the best playing at Nationals. Anybody who was able to acquire an invite at their regional level events or YCS or some type of special Yu-Gi-Oh! Day event, anybody who was able to attain an invitation at those events can play at a national level event. And pretty much same thing as the YCS, just amped up to the next level with more competition, more decks, better decks, pretty much just the pro player events and anybody who was able to get invitations to it. Now, outside of Nationals, you got the top level, the main event for Yu-Gi-Oh!, which is the Yu-Gi-Oh! World Championships. At the Yu-Gi-Oh! World Championships, the top 4 players from every country come out in a battle. They play for glory. They get the best prize cards. They get the title of being Yu-Gi-Oh! World Champion of that said year. And not many people get to see that because a lot of people just don't make it past the YCS level events. But if you aim high enough, you can achieve it. You can make it to the Yu-Gi-Oh! World Championships. It's the highest level of Yu-Gi-Oh! You're going to play with people from all over the world. Try to make it there. Aspire to be great. So now you know. You know what type of events there are. You know what type of events you can go to. You know what type of events you want to go to. Yu-Gi-Oh! Has different levels of play. They have play for the most casual players. They have play for the most competitive players. It really just depends on how far you want to go with the game. Now, if you haven't already, go ahead and hit that like button on this video. Hit that subscribe button if you are not already subscribed. And in the comments down below, let me know some of your stories about your different levels of Yu-Gi-Oh! Let me know something about different tournaments you've been to. You know, we like reading your comments. We like responding to you guys. All things like that. And that's all I got for you guys today. So, peace out.